Hey guys, it's for real, and today we'll be looking at the IS-4, and we're on the map Mines Encounter, and thankfully there is no RT, which makes this map actually pretty nice and playable in my opinion, even though we have a worse spawn in regards to climbing the hill and on base location. So anyways, now that we've got the matchmaking the map out of the way, let's look at my play. So my initial play is going to give one shot on the cross, and I usually like to get to the E50M position, which is to the rock, but since he is occupying it, there's no room for two, and I would be just a nuisance for both him and myself. And there's a T-54 who's farming him from the left side. I want to give a cheeky shot to a 50 TP, but it looks like it won't be the case. So I'm just gonna fall back, and for now the trades are not the best. The damage, I was wishing for more. During these typical engagements at the beginning, I'm always looking to do 2 to 3 shots with this types of vehicles. However, this is not the case. So we're gonna go to the heavy line, which is where the Type 5 heavy is, and we're going to immediately switch to gold because Type 5 heavy is a piñata, as long as of course you load the gold and hit its weak spots. Now you may notice that there are a lot of course there are tanks on the hill, but they're not an issue as long as you hug the wall, because they won't have a gun depression to counter me. Anyways, we got a good trade. I'm gonna try and give a cheeky shot to the bat shot right now. However, the gun elevation is lacking, and if we had a slightly more of that bat shot, would get punished because he's being pretty ignorant in regards to his surroundings. And now you're gonna just see classic heavy gameplay and use of armor. My platoon mate, by the way, the FV, he just clapped a bad shot for 1.4k assist, which was all mine, which is great. And now you're gonna see IS-4 gameplay 101, and you're gonna see how to angle the vehicle precisely. Like, this is really textbook performance, and you're gonna see me shooting of a weak spot. Well, this T-54 is like, it's all a weak spot, so you can shoot wherever you want as long as it doesn't go in the tracks. The gold heat will go through, and we take out the T-54 without any issues, and it puts us already at 2.8k damage. And this was a beautiful, by the way, bait shot using my lower plate, but since it's really angled, the AP shell is not gonna go. And the Type 5 is also not known for having good pens, so it wasn't going to work out for him. And we're again angling our tank. We bounce the WT, which is obviously camping in A5, and the Type 5 pretty much can't do anything in this scenario because I'm side-scraping pretty much flawlessly. And I'm going to try to move up. I'm going to try and engage with Type 5 so I can farm him as much as possible before he retreats behind the corner. And I move up to this house, which is really good. You can see how I'm progressively, step by step, pushing into the enemy, not giving them the time to relocate and find a safe spot. And this puts me at 4.6k damage with this shot on the Type 5. And the E50 can't do anything, E75 can't do anything about it. I'm still at full HP, which is pretty much the best result. The only shot that he took was the Type T-54 at the beginning, so my trades so far in this game have been nothing but perfect. This was a terrible shot. You can see my frustration with the mouse movement because I should do better. Now I'm actually surprised, and I am by the fact that the E75 managed to pen. I don't even know where he penned that shot, which is pretty inconceivable to me, but it's irrelevant. My HP is not an issue right now, so I'm just gonna keep pummeling them down. And you can see beautiful side scraping with many vehicles. This would be an over side scrape. I would be over angling my vehicle, but with the IS-4, which has really thick armor, this is pretty much how you do it. And the IS-4, I consider the IS-4 to be Tech Tree 279 basically. It has formidable armor, and it's pretty much got everything that 279 has, except of course tracks instead of a lower plate. Anyways, But WT is obviously not the best of players, and even the good players would have difficulties putting these types of shots into an IS-4, especially when they get spotted every time I do it. And I got a 257 to support me, so I'm not really worried about the WT. I'm going to try and finish off E75, which I do. And this engagement was just beautiful. I took one shot from E75, and I did in return 6.8k damage, basically 6.4, and that is exactly what we want with this vehicle, or any vehicle, doesn't matter. But WT actually finally manages to connect with an APCR shell, which is to be expected. I'm going to load an HE here because I want to maximize my damage. I'm waiting for a perfect opportunity, and I managed to put a nice 550 damage. And I'm going to try to put one more, but unfortunately WT does run away. And I have one more HE loaded, and VFE is looking at me. I really want to put another HE into the WT, that's why I'm not switching as of yet. However, it's not going to work out, so I'm going to look at VFE, which is looking at me. But however, as you can see, I'm using a little gap in the rocks to maximize my cover, and VFE is going to have a really hard time, especially with HE nerfs, to do any significant amount of damage to me. And the FV gives up, of course. I put a lovely 8 shot into him, which puts me at a total of 8.2 thousand damage and 10k blocked with an additional 2.5k assist, which is a pretty much formidable battle. And I hope you guys learned a few things about how to angle your armor, IS-4, baiting, and etc. Hope you guys enjoyed, and take care.